Hi, I'm Bunny Cakes and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the TMI Booktube Edition. This was originally done by JiixBooks. I will link her channel down below. Since I've had a bump in subscribers recently, I thought that this would be a great time to do this tag. So let's get into it. The first question is, whose clothes style from a book do you like? I really like high fantasy, like Renaissance style clothing, but I also like futuristic style clothing. Um, any sort of really high fashion, and I also tend to lean a bit goth. If you can tell by the spike headband, and I always wear black, and I've got the purple/blue hair. Um, Number two is your book boyfriend fictional crush. Um, I don't super have one at the moment. I think the closest I could get to would be Reese from the Court of Rome, a Court of Thorns and Roses series. Um, Number three is ever loved a character but started hating him. Um, no, but I have hated a character and then started loving them. Number four, biggest, longest book on your shelf. Um, Probably The Stand by Stephen King. Um, let's see, number six is, do you have any book posters? I do have a few book posters, but I haven't hung them up yet. Do you have any book-themed jewelry? No, but if you want to send me some. No, seriously. No, I want some. I just don't super have any right now. Book OTP. Katniss and Gale. A favorite book series. Probably the Shannara series by Terry Brooks. That is like kind of my Lord of the Rings. It's a very Lord of the Rings type series. But it's also post-apocalyptic. It's a really awesome kind of twist what goes on there. But yeah, that was probably my first foray into true high fantasy. I love Terry Brooks' work. Um, favorite favorite book to movie soundtrack? Oh, I don't know. I really like the music that went with Harry Potter, so I guess I'll go with that. Number 11 is a book story you miss or wish would continue. Um, well, I hope that the Book Jumper gets a sequel. I do occasionally find myself missing the story from Flowers for Algernon. And I've been missing it lately. It's one of the few stories I ever really reread. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that. My favorite standalone. Um, Probably Flowers for Algernon. It's a really sad, sweet story. Um, let's see. Since when do you read books? Always. I think books have always been a part of my life. Even when I was up to second or third grade, when I only read books that were primarily pictures. Which Hogwarts house are you in? I'm a Slytherin, and for a long time I was upset by that, but then I realized that Slytherin is where I belong. Number 15 is, what quality do you look for in a book? I want good characters, and I want a good story. I want something that I can fall into. And I want to see the pride in your work. Let's see. A favorite book quote. Can't think of anything off the top of my head. I read so much, and so I have so many favorite quotes, and I'm not good at picking favorites. Favorite author. Let's see. I love Stephen King. I love Dean Koontz. I love Terry Brooks. I'm really kind of falling in love with Angie Thomas. So yeah, like I said, not good at favorites. I'll give you a list. Um, Favorite book cover. Right now, I am absolutely in love with the cover for Children of Blood and Bone. That cover art is awesome. Um, Action or romance. Uh, I would probably lean more toward action, but I do read romance sometimes. Number 20, where do you go when a sad moment happens? Um, I go into my books or into music. How long do you need to finish a book? It depends. Typically, probably a couple days to a week, but if I get into a reading slump or if things are going on in my life, it may take me all month to read a 400-page book that ordinarily would have taken me 2 days. Um, let's see. How long is your mourning period? That deeply depends on, or strongly depends on how deeply I'm affected by a book. Um, I'm still in my original mourning period for Flowers for Algernon. But I'm probably also going to read that book sometime this week because I feel like I need to. And I very first read Flowers for Algernon when I was in 5th grade, 6th grade, somewhere in there. But then there's other books that I'm done. As soon as the book closes, I'm over it. Least favorite book, 50 Shades of Grey. Turn on in a character. Charisma. Turn off in a character. Pig-headedness. Let's see. Number 26 is reason I joined Booktube. I joined Booktube to discuss books with people who read books. Most of the people in my life don't read a lot, and or they don't read the books that I read. So I wanted to join Booktube to get out there and be social and find people who share my interests. Let's see, name a scary book. Pretty much everything on my shelf. Let's see, anything by Stephen King, most of the things by Dean Koontz. I'm getting ready to read The Final Girls for Halloween for October. I'm going to do a whole month of scary books if I can possibly help it. Let's see, what's next? The last book that made you cry. Dr. Sleep by Stephen King. There's a little feelings jab towards the end of the book that just, oh my God. It had me choked up. Where am I at? Last book that you gave 5 stars, that would be The Book Jumper by Mathilde Glosser. Any favorite book titles? Let's see. I love The Shining. I love The Book Jumper. I love the Harry Potter series. Ready Player One was a strong favorite. The Gunslinger series. Let's see. The last book I read was The Book Jumper by Mathilde Glosser. The book I'm currently reading is The Hate You Give. It's been a kind of stressful time for me, so as much as I love that book, I'm reading it very slowly. The last book adaptation you watched, It by Stephen King. I've not watched the new movie, but I recently rewatched the original TV miniseries with Tim Curry. A book character you've always wanted to talk to. I've always wanted to talk to Professor McGonagall. I would like to talk to Professor Dumbledore too, because there are some questions I need to ask him. Let's see, an author you always wanted to talk to. Most of them. I would love to pick their brains more about the stories they write, but if I could only pick one, I would probably talk to Stephen King. Or Edgar Allan Poe. Let's see. 35 is an author you... Nope, that's the one I just did. Sorry, there's a lot of these questions. Favorite book snack? Ooh, popcorn, I think. Or whatever they're eating in the book, the story that I'm reading. I find that if they're eating something in the story, that I want to eat it, even if I don't know what it is. I'm still not entirely certain what Turkish Delight is, but every time I watch The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, or I pick up that series to read or think about it, I want Turkish Delight. I don't know what it is, but I want it. I could Google it, but I haven't. Let's see. Number 37 is a book world you would want to live in. Most of them, many of them, I think it would be interesting. I would very much love to be able to jump into the different storybook worlds. So yeah, all of them, any of them. If I could step out at any time, that's what I would like. The world you would least want to live in, probably like the Hunger Games, because I'm not gonna be good at the Hunger Games. Let's see, the last time you smelled a book. The last time I picked up a book, I'm a chronic book smeller. I will sniff a book at any given moment. I find the smell soothing and calming, so... weird insults used in books. The one that comes immediately to mind isn't technically in the book. I have a copy of Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, and in that book they use derogatory words for black people that were common in that time period. And the used copy that I bought from the library, somebody had scribbled out that word and replaced it with a derogatory phrase for a completely different race that I guess they felt was better. But it was still a derogatory... I don't know, it was weird. I thought it was funny. I actually took a picture of it and posted it on my Facebook. This was a long time ago that I posted it, so if you go to my Facebook, you won't find it. But yeah, it was... I would like to find the person who did that and ask them what their logic was. Let's see. Favorite romance book? I don't really super have a favorite romance book. I do think the Eat, Pray, Love by Carolyn Sparks was a hilarious book that I read recently. That's a romance book. It was paranormal romance. The next question, number 42, is do you write? I do occasionally, but I don't let anybody read it. Number 43, favorite magical item. Is the TARDIS magic? Magic is generally science that we don't understand. So the TARDIS, your Quidditch position, I would probably be a beater. Number 45 is name a song that you connect to a book. Ooh. Well, I actually more connected to the movie, but the Dark Side of the Moon album I connect to Wizard of Oz. As most people seem to. Let's see, number 46 is favorite book-related chat-up line. Can I buy you a book? Number 47, have you ever used it? No. Number 48, favorite book fandom? Probably all of them. Like, book fandom in general is my favorite. Number 49 is how many books do you own? It's a very large number. I recently looked at my Amazon Kindle list, and I know I've got like almost 4,000 books on there, and I probably have at least a couple hundred physical copy books. So yeah. And the last question is, who do you tag? I'm not going to tag anybody in particular because I didn't go through and through the booktubers that I know and see who hadn't done this tag. I'm going to leave it very open. And so if you watch this video and you want to do this tag, by all means do this tag. Thank you for watching. I know this is a very long video. So again, thank you for watching and keep reading.